Okay, we're here with the gaffer after today's 3-2 defeat in the FA Trophy against Southport. Gaffer, spirit and fight in the second half, but was the damage done in the first?
Yeah, but it should be spirit and fight from minute one, Chris. It's that first half has got to go down as one of our worst 45 minutes um, in my tenure as a manager here. And the players are under no illusions that that's not the representation of me and my staff in the football club. It shouldn't be representation of themselves personally because they should want to be better. But again, you can, if the football's not going quite right, you can have a bad touch or um, whatever it may be. But just a lack of effort, and rightly so. The fans weren't happy at half time, but then they showed that display in the second half, and it just again proves to me that that first half display just wasn't good enough, and it's about individual pride, and um, it shouldn't take players to get a rollicking for me at half time to then show up. You know, minimum requirement. I keep saying this is maximum effort. That's the minimum requirement. We train at a ferocious tempo. Week in week out in training, and sadly that was missing in the first 45. Now second half, you know, on the front foot, first contact, second contacts. I don't think Jungi made a save and a 2-2. We're in the ascendancy, and we should go on to win the game, but you know, mistakes again lead to them getting a penalty and Denichi being sent off.
I suppose, $1 million question. Is there any reason, Gaff? First half was so poor and a bit lackluster. Can you put your finger on anything, the reason that might be, or is it just a case of just simply not good enough that first half?
It, we we prepare, daily, weekly. The lads know the routine; they know how to. But you can do all the training you want, but if on a match day you don't want to do the extra 5-10 yards of sprinting, or you don't want to put your head in where it gets hurt, then you're going to be on to a loser. And unfortunately, first 45, that's what it was. And some of the mistakes and the errors for the goals again were horrific. I can't remember a team really carving us apart and scoring a good goal against us. I think it's all down to our individual errors. The first goal comes from our throwing right in the corner attacking was, and two passes and they go and score it. Yeah, it's not good enough, and it's just about being stronger on the ball, having a bit more desire to keep hold of it. But I said to the boys under no illusions that wasn't good enough. And you can say yes, great reaction second half, but you end up losing the game of football. You end up losing 3-2 to Southport, who've done a job on us now twice in 2 weeks. So yeah, I'll watch it tonight, or I'll watch it tomorrow, and we'll address it, and we look forward to next week.
And that is 4 defeats in 4 now, Gaff. Is that a worry internally in the changing room, or you said to me yesterday you've got to stick to your principles, and rightly so. But does your thinking start to shift a little bit with 4 defeats on the bounce, or where do we go next?
Yeah, I always want to stick to my principles, obviously, in how we play. But how we play, how we didn't play, it was irrelevant today. The fight and the endeavour wasn't there first half, and at 2-0 down, it's a mountain to climb. If you look at the second half against Bedford, the fight and desire wasn't there, and we lose 3-0. Played Southport here last or 2 weeks ago on a Tuesday night, and they outran us and outbattled us. So whichever level of football you go and watch, the Premier League, International, Championship, or our level, if you don't run around, you're going to get beat in games of football, and that's the bottom end of it. If you don't show desire and a will to work, you're going to get beat. So yes, I've got my principles, but number one of those principles is work hard. You got to work hard for me. You got to work hard with my team. Me and my staff are working hard on a daily basis. I know fans are working hard during the week to come watch us on a Saturday. And yes, second half we give them something to cheer about and something to go home with. But ultimately, we lost a game of football that I'm not happy losing. So yes, Chris, I'll stick to my principles, but within that, the lads have got to take some ownership and just work a bit harder.
Right, Gaff. Well, thanks for your time. I'll catch you next week.
Cheers, Chris. Thank you.